So today's lesson is on strategic planning the framework, mission, vision, values, goals, strategies, objectives, and tactics. Let me ask you, of these things that's down the bottom, are you familiar with what a vision is?
Mission, vision, and yeah, I have those mission and vision statement, yeah, for this. Yeah.
Good. I also want to look at your vision and mission statement related to both your for-profit and your non-profit.
Okay. I can send those to you.
Okay, then we got values, goals, strengths, objectives, and tactics. Okay, let's get started. So, from aspiration to action, a a seven part framework. Read to me what each item is.
So the vision, turn this off. Vision. Why do we exist? The vision is
Mm,
why. Why do we exist?
yes,
The long-term world we want to see. Then you say the
good.
long-term world we want to see. That's the vision.
Yes.
Mission is why do we do? Why do we do it? Why do we do it? Our purpose and the action we take. The mission, why do we do it? Then the answer is our purpose and the action we
Yes.
take. Value. How do we behave? And this is when you have meeting with the with all your workers and stuff. Values. How do we behave? Principles that guide every decision. How do
For
we behave?
example, a value can be no kid left behind.
No
A
kids left
value
behind.
can be that every kid deserves to be the best.
The
That's
best.
what we're talking about value statements, but we'll
Mhm.
talk about that a little bit later on. Next, talk about
And the goal.
goals.
And the goals. What outcome matters? What outcome matters? Broad aspirational statement of impact. Then we have strategies. Strategies. How will we get there? How do we get there? High level approach to reach the goal. I'm gonna take a picture of this. And then he says objectives. Objectives. How will we know? How will we know? Smart, measurable milestone. That's how we know.
Mhm.
And then we have tactics. Who does what and when? The specific task carried out day to day. Day
So
by
as
day.
you can see, it starts with the vision, which is the big picture, and it
Mm-hmm.
go all the way down to the tactics. And the
Mm-hmm.
tactics is how do we do actionable steps in order to get to where
Day
we
to
need
day.
to get
Mm-hmm.
to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gone. Let's start now with the vision statement. And the vision statement defines the long-term impact that the organization aims to achieve. It is aspirational, it's fine, and it serves as a guiding star for every plan, program, and decision that follows. So what do we mean? Well, by aspiration, we mean describe an ideal future state, not a current program or activity. Your vision talks about what the world is going to look like when you finish doing what you're doing
Mm-hmm.
and doing. That is, it remains relevant for decades or more to come. Not just for the day, but the vision statement goes infinitely. It's concise and it's memorable. Short
Measurable.
enough that staff and donors can recall it and report it. And then emotional reticence. That is, connects to the deeper reason why people choose to give. This is why you get the money, become emotional reticent. Okay, example, a world where every individual has access
That's the
to
stable
a
housing.
stable home.
Mhm.
economic opportunities, and a thriving community. That is a good vision statement. This particular group. This is what the world is going to look like if they reach their intended vision. Now, from the vision as to what the world's going to look like, now we come to the mission. And the mission talks about what do we do and for whom. So the mission outlines the organization purpose and the specific action it takes to fulfill its vision. The mission statement is clear, actionable, and grounded in the organization core values. A mission statement should answer three questions. What? The core service or activities the organization delivers. Who? The community or the population that benefits, and how? The methods or approach used to create change. Example, to empower communities by providing resources, education, and strategic partnerships that drive sustainable solutions for housing, economic empowerment, and nonprofit development. Tips. If your mission and your vision sound interchangeable, they are. Now, the value statement, the principle behind everything that you do. I don't care if it's a for profit or a non-profit. You have to have a strong value statement. So value statements shape how the mission gets carried out. They guide the hiring, the partnership, the program design, and how the organization treats people. Talking about program design, when we get into program design, that in itself is going to be a beast on how do we design the program. Now, getting back to the value statement, it should be equity and inclusion. It should commit, let me get this back so I can see this. It should submit to
Commit
fair
to
and
fair and equity opportunity for all individuals.
yeah, well go ahead, keep on going.
Okay, community empowerment, strengthening individual and families to create lasting change. Integrity and transparency, operating with honesty, accountability, and ethical leadership. Collaboration and partnership, build alliance to amplify impact and drive meaningful results. Sustainability, delivering long-term solution to ensure stability and growth. Anybody, we believe in equity, collaboration, and empowerment, ensuring every individual has the opportunity to thrive.
Notice this is what they value. That's why that value statement is so important. Important. Like no child is left behind. Like every child deserves the opportunity, should have the opportunity to strive in life. Like every child should have a safe environment. Those are some examples that will consist of a value statement. So we went from the vision to the mission to the value statement. Let's continue. Now, let's talk about the goals, how the pieces connect. Once vision, mission, and values are set, four operational layers trans, translate into measurable on the ground work. Each narrative is narrow and more concrete than the last. Tell me, what is the goal?
A goal, broad aspirational outcome, reduce homelessness in urban area.
Notice it's broad enough. They want to
Mhm.
reduce homelessness in urban areas. What is the strategy?
High level approach to get there. Partner with local government and NGOs.
Right, the strategy is something. How do you plan to get there? Well, in every strategy, there should be a partnership. We're going to partner with these different entities in order to make it happen. So, what is an objective?
Objective is smart, measurable milestone. House 200 families within 18 months. That's smart, measurable milestone. And then we have
Yes,
tactics, the specific task day to day. Recruit 50 volunteers for housing fair.
notice we start with the goal, which is the broad aspiration outcome, and we end with the tactics, which is the specific day-to-day operations. Okay, let's continue. Any questions?
No,
Keep in mind as we move forward, at the end of every class, I'm going to ask you two things that you learned. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, let's break down and talk about what the goal is. Read what the goal is in a more broader sense.
goal. The broader outcome the whole plan exists to achieve. Goals are broad, aspirational statements that define the ultimate impact of outcome you aim to achieve. They are not directly measurable, but provide a North Star for the project. Characteristic and strong goal, broad. Encompass the overall purpose of the project, not a single activity. Aligned, reflect the organization mission and vision directly. Inspiring, motivate staff, funders, and community members alike. Mm. Example, reduce homelessness in urban area by improving access to affordable housing.
See, it's short and it's to the point. Okay,
Mm.
it's short and it's to the point. Again, the broad outcomes that the whole plan exists to achieve. That's what goals are. So, give me some more information about goals.
Writing goals that actually guide the plan. Do anchor every goal explicitly in the mission statement. Keep the wording broad enough to survive a 2 to 3 year plan. So keep the wording broad enough to survive a 2 to 3 year plan. Limit yourself to 3 to 5 goals so focus doesn't dilute. State the population and problem the goal addresses. State the population and problem the goal addresses. Revisit goals annually to commit to confirm they still reflect reality. Then over
And
here,
what should we avoid?
avoid writing a goal so specific it really and objectives in disguise. It's really an objective. Okay, writing a
Right,
goal so specific is
right.
really and objectives in disguise. Listing more goals than the organization can realistically fund. Carrying a peer organization goal without adapting it to your community. We say coping a peer organizational goal without adapting it to your community. What does that mean?
Oh, that means
Copying, oh, it's
that,
like copying a pure organizational goal without adapting it to your community. Okay, uh-huh.
right. That means that if you're in an area, you're doing a particular project for that community, and it's a goal that they don't want to see happen. That's for example, your goal is to move trash, but their goal is to have a youth program that works to better the young population. You just want to make sure whatever the community is you working in, it's a community that wants the program that you're going to offer.
But let me ask you, so how do I know that? How would I know? Because the child care, yes, the
Well, we
need is
do,
there. But
first of all, and that's what we do. We do feasibility studies. The feasibility determines what is it. First, we do a need statement. Once we do the need statement, we do the feasibility study. The need statement is going to tell us what the community needs. For example, the community needs daycare because there's not enough daycare
and
programs that's in
especially
that
extended
particular
hours.
community.
Uh-huh.
The
Mm-hmm.
community needs a after school program because
Mm-hmm.
there's not enough after school program. The communities need affordable housing because there's not enough affordable housing. That's why you must do your need and your feasibility study to determine really what the community needs and not what you think the community needs.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You say use using jargon that donor and community members won't understand.
I mean, when
Leaving,
you use when you're using a lot of technical terms, because I'm sure in your craft y'all got specific languages y'all use, but you don't want to use that same language when you
yeah.
talk to a donor or the community. You want to use lay people terms.
Okay. And they say leaving the goal disconnected from the strategy or metric.
Right.
Leaving the
When they
goal.
don't connect to each other. When your goal doesn't connect to the goal, the objective, or it connects to the tactic. Okay. Now we get to the strategy. Let's talk about strategy.
Okay, what is a strategies? Strategies are high level plan or approaches that outline how you will achieve your goal. They provide the framework of action that sits between the broad goal and specific measurable objects. Characteristic of a strong strategy focused, target specific area or method to address the problem. Flexibility can adapt to changing circumstances or new challenges. Can adapt to changing circumstances or new challenges. Resource oriented. Leverage the people. Funding and partner already available. What do you mean by that?
Well, that means that if you got partners that's already out there, you partner with them. For
Yeah.
example, in
Yeah,
your
don't leave them
particular
out. Yeah.
situation, you might have kids that is need of clothes. So you want to connect with a program that donates clothes.
Like
Something
maybe the
like that,
different
right?
stores, Walmart and stuff like that do a
That
maybe.
would be another example.
Yeah, because those and Sam, they, once a year, whatever, they have donation, whatever. So get on their list and know when they give what stuff, and yeah,
Yeah, they definitely could donate, right?
yeah, uniforms and all that, and
And as a
especially if you want,
nonprofit, you definitely will be able to get them to donate those things that the
yeah,
kids are going to need. And one thing they're going to need, especially if you're coming from an area where a lot of the individuals are coming from low income neighborhoods, well, they're going to need clothes.
and that's what it
And
is
that's why
down
you
there.
partner with Walmart. You partner with those different stores, Amazon, so you can get those kids to have clothes. Because in actuality, if a child was in class and everybody got on nice and pretty clothes and they don't, that could affect that self esteem. Esteem. I think I'm pronouncing it right.
Self-esteem, yeah.
Yeah, self esteem. Right. Exactly. Okay. Give an example.
You asked me to give you an example.
Oh no, down the bottom.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Yeah, look down the bottom and say example.
Oh, example. You said partner
Yeah.
with local government and
hmm
what's NGOs?
Non-profit organizations.
NGOs, what
That's
is
what
the
they
G
are.
for?
I don't know, but it means non-profit organizations.
Partner with
They got
local
all kind
government
of NGOs, but it
and
means non-profit
NGO to
organization.
differ affordable housing projects. Okay.
Right. Because if you're doing affordable housing, then you want a partnership with local government and other non-profits that are doing affordable housing. Okay, so far so good. Let's go to the next. Okay, now
In the
continue.
right strategy among several options. He says a single goal can usually be pursued through more than one strategy. Hmm. And it's a weight candidates against those four questions before committing resources. Impact potential. Impact potential. Will this approach meaningfully move the needle to the goal, not just feel productive? Community fit. Does it reflect what the community itself says it needs, or just what's easiest to fund? And we can find out all that through the need, right? We go on to the
Yes,
need. And then we have
yes,
feasibility. Do we
yes.
have or can we realistically build the capacity, skills, and funding to execute? And then risk, sustainability. Can the approach hold up through a funding gap, staff turnover, or a shift in policy? Yes, just need to get started and we can hold our own legs up. We just need to
Yeah,
get
and
started.
when you do your grant, you always want to put in what you plan to do in order to be able to sustain yourself. For example, we're not going to depend on one funder. We're going to have several funders that we're going to be applying for grants for, and not just one funder.
But
And
I get
finally, read the rule of
my
thumb.
goal is to really we can stand on our two feet. The program should be making enough money because we're going to do two shifts, or we can have because every business need some extra for emergency.
Yes, and it's called earned income, or it's called earned income. Yeah, that's the term we use, earned income. When you got monies coming from different sources. And the fact that you got two shifts is good, but you might want to do three shifts. But it depends on your feasibility study to see
Uh,
whether or not it's
okay,
needed. It
we
might
can,
only be two shifts. But when you do that feasibility study, that's going to determine that, hey, we got a lot of people that are working, you know,
and
and they
USF
working
after
that
this,
late
yeah.
shift.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, exactly.
The area is ready for it. 24 hours. USF area.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, always
Um,
in your plan, be it your for profit and non-profit, always say that you plan to look at the entire Hillsborough County. You're starting in one area, but you plan to spread out over a period of time. Don't box yourself
yes.
into one particular area. Look at the big picture. The world is yours.
The world
Okay.
is mine. He said, rules of thumb. He said, pick the strategy with the strongest combination of impact and feasibility, not the one that is simple, cheapest, or most familiar.
Right.
Hmm.
Look at it from the perspective of what is the strongest in terms of your combination of your impact and your feasibility.
Mhm.
Okay, let's continue on. Now, objectives. Tell me about objectives.
Objectives are specific, measurable outcome that breaks goal into actionable trackable steps. Actionable
Excellent.
trackable steps. The SMART
Excellent.
framework. Objectives break goals down into concrete actionable steps. Every strong objective satisfy all five SMART area criteria.
Good. Good.
Specific, clearly define exactly what is to be achieved. Specific. Measurable. include concrete indicators to track progress. Goodness, did the business plan go on, do all this, huh? Lord of mercy.
Yep.
Achievable, realistic, given current resources and constraint. Relevant, directly aligned with the advances, the overall goal. Directly aligned with and advance the overall goal. Time bound, specific, specify a clear deadline for completion.
In other words, it has to be smart objectives.
Smart.
Smart means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. If your objective meets all of these criteria, then you're good to go. If it does not include all of these, then it's going to fail.
Oh,
Okay, let's continue on.
I'm not going to fail with you on my side. Jesus.
Oh
No
well,
fail.
you. I have no doubt that even if I wasn't by your side, you would figure a way to get it done. I'm
No.
just gonna make it easier. That's all. But you're smart enough to know what you need to do. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna make it easier. That's all.
yeah,
That's
you know
my
the
job.
paperwork. I know how to work. I don't know how to paperwork like this. So God, I wish I
There you
was smart.
go.
Wish I was smart like you. Oh my goodness.
Well, look, I specialize in this. Look, you got to understand. I've been doing this for over 25 years.
Oh Lord. And I've been
Just
doing
like you
children for over
specialize in your
25.
field, I
Even
don't have the
children.
slightest thing about what you do in your field. You see, because you specialize in it. That's what you do. We
Okay,
all
Michael.
stay in our own lane.
Okay, Michael. Okay. Turning the SMART framework into a real objectives. Objectives. It's a house, 200 low-income families in permanent affordable house within 18 months in partnership with three local housing authorities. S.
Notice, notice, it's a smart objective. It's
Okay.
time bound when within 18 months. It's specific 200 low income houses. So it is what we call a smart objective. Okay, go ahead, continue.
No, letter S in SMART. 200 families, three name partners. Mm, three name partners. Okay. M in SMART.
Now
Families.
what is the M for?
What is the M for?
Measurable.
Huh?
The
Measurable.
M
You're
is
right.
for
Measurable,
yes.
achievable, and realistic, and
There you
you're
go.
right.
There
You're
you
right.
go.
You're right. You're right. And tactics. Oh, okay. So a measurable.
Yes.
Families housed, tracked monthly. Achievable. Okay,
Good.
matches current placement capacity. Matching
Good.
current placement capacity. Realistic. It said directly advance the housing goal. Directly advances the housing goal. And tactics, 18 months deadline. 18 months deadline. And tracking progress. Set a baseline before work begin. Sound like a business plan. Set a base work before work begin. Then report against it monthly or quarterly.
Yes.
Okay, use a simple dashboard. Target, current count. Okay, current count and percent complete. Flag objectives, failing behind early. Mm. I need to do this when they're doing building the building. Jesus, I need to do this.
Oh, yeah, this is practical
I
in
just have to.
any aspect of life. Not only nonprofit, not only for profit, but day to day life. If you
How
apply
would I
these
do this with
rules,
the? How would I do this with the? Because the bank is gonna, I mean, the bank, Jesus, the banks, they had to find someone who, for instance, who is not poor, someone who has money, who's not gonna run off with the money, right? And
yeah,
then,
what the bank is going to know is that you got a good business plan that
also,
is a blueprint to success.
and a good contractor too, because it's gonna be
Yeah, good
ultimately it's gonna be
contracts is very important because they're going to check the credentials of that particular person.
okay, they're gonna check. Okay. Okay, so that's strategic framework for nonprofit success. Okay.
Yes, yes. Your goals or your objective has to be smart, measurable, attainable, realistic, and it has to be a timetable in terms of when things are going to get done. Okay, let's move on. Tactics. Let's get into tactics now.
Tactics. What is tactics? Tactics are the specific action or task within strategies that help achieve objectives. They are the operational day to day steps taken to implement the plan. Characteristic of a strong tactics. Action oriented. Focus on doing rather than planning. Focus on doing rather than planning. A task, not a theme.
Yes,
Focus on doing, not just planning, but actually doing something, right?
yes,
Detail.
yes.
Provide clear instruction, who, what, and when. I need to give this to the contractor before he starts. I need to get me a smart goal. I need to fix this
Yeah.
for a
Oh, look,
smart goal.
that's some of the things I'm going to be working with you on related to your business plan.
Okay, and what do I need a smart goal? Questions for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, aligned. Directly support and names tragedy and objectives. Two worked two worked example. For us tragedy, organize community outreach events to raise awareness about housing project. For an objectives, recruit 50 volunteers to assist with application at housing fair. Mm.
Okay. All right. Now let's bring it all together.
Seeing the full cascade. One goal starts to finish. One goal start to finish. A single well-framed goal should be traceable line by line, all the way down to the tactics a volunteer coordinator execute this week. Goal: reduce homelessness in urban area by improving access to affordable housing. That's the goal. Strategy: partner with local government and NGOs to develop affordable housing projects. Objectives: house 200 families in permanent housing within 18 months with three local partners. Tactics: recruit 50 volunteers to staff application table at monthly housing fair.
Excellent.
Excellent. The chain only works if every link's hold. Jesus, how much link to hold? Oh, if every link's hold. Start with why. Vision and mission comes first. Every goal trace back to them. Mission and vision. Why are we doing this? Mm.
Yeah.
Keep goals broad, objectives sharp. Keep goals broad, objectives sharps. Goals inspire. Smart objectives makes progress
Okay.
provable. And you have let value decide. When strategies complete, when strategies complete, values break the tie. When strategies compete. Oh, when strategies compete, values break the tie.
Yes.
Tactics are where truth is earned.
Hmm.
Tactics are where truth is earned. Funders and communities judge the plan by what actually happens. Hmm. And at the bottom, vision, mission, value, goals, strategies, objectives, and tactics. Whoa.
So
Oh,
I'm
God.
telling you right now, with all the knowledge that you get in this class,
Hmm.
when you go back to your other classes and whatever, and you start talking like you talking,
I'm
they're gonna say,
reading,
"Oh,
but I'm reading these things.
But you understand why? Do you know why I have you reading everything?
So I understand it. Read that last one.
And
And
you remember. See, when
remember.
you read it, you remember. It's like a tape recorder.
Oh yeah, because
Okay?
you're gonna send me the recorder anyway.
Yes, yes. And when you read it out like that, it becomes a tape recorder in your mind.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're coming up on the last page for the night. Let me see. Yeah. So this is going to be a short class tonight, but the next week is going to be longer because we're going to start to go into the program design. My question to
Yeah.
you: what are two things that you learned tonight that you didn't know?
Then I'm gonna have three businesses, three centers.
No, that's not fair because that was talking about your business plan. This is talking about the night class. Don't try to be sneaky now. I'm talking about based on what we learned tonight for this course. What
That's
you
what we
learned?
learned tonight. Oh Lord. Oh my goodness. What did I learn tonight?
Yes.
That those funders they don't play. Oh my goodness.
Okay, that's good. I'll take that.
Well, I need to know, I really need to fall in love with the mission, vision, values,
Yes.
goals, strategies, objectives, and tactics. And those are
That's
what's
what's
gonna
most
drive it.
important.
That's
What's
what's gonna
most
drive it.
important to know that there's a difference between a goal, a mission, values, and tactics. What you're going to find out, especially in your classes that you're taking, some people confuse together. Some
Hmm.
people confuse them and run together. There's a difference between a mission, a vision, a value.
But let
You
me
know, and
ask you this. Let me
some
ask you,
people run them all together.
what is a philosophy?
And what again?
What is a philosophy? What is your
That's like
philosophy?
somebody that gives money.
Huh?
Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know. What's your philosophy? Oh, what is that just doesn't fit. I don't know. Is it philosophy? Because sometimes they use a word that I have the mission, vision, value. What's your philosophy? Oh, that's
Oh, what's your philosophy?
yeah. What does that mean? What is a
Well,
philosophy?
philosophy is your approach to life.
Okay.
You know, what's
What's
your
your
philosophy is your way of thinking. What's your philosophy? For example, my philosophy is that nobody should cheat. Everybody should earn what they get.
okay?
Yeah, that's that's a different of
That's
an
different. Okay.
example
Okay.
of a philosophy. And whenever you need time, just shoot it to me, and I'll give you a definition. If I
That's
don't know
good.
it, I'll get you back with a definition.
Okay, Michael. Jesus, Jesus.
Oh, this is going to be fun. I know you didn't expect this right here, but I tell you, but at the end of the day, you're going to say it was well worth every cent. And that's the best thing a person can say. You know what? I really got more than I bargained for
Yeah.
in taking this particular class. Not only does it help me in my nonprofit, but it also helps me in my for profit. And it helps me when I'm taking all these classes and all these instructions and what have you, because I'm going to know everything that they know in terms of conceptualization. So I'll be sending you over sometime tonight the articles that you can send up to the state. Then we wait for them, and then we go ahead and do the next step.
Let me
Anything
send you
else
the
before
name.
we?
Let me send you the name of the Dave Thompson needs to come off. He was just there just to but his name needs to come off. That's my
Oh,
son.
good. That's even better than send me everything before I put up the final doc. Anybody that needs to come off or anybody that needs to be added, let me know.
It's just him needs to come off. I'll send you the other person's name.
Okay, then we'll
I'll
take
email
it
it.
from there.
Yeah. And so you said you're gonna send it off?
No, I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna email it over to you because you actually have to sign it.
Okay.
Yes, legal documents that you have to sign to send them off. You
Okay.
don't want anybody signing for you. You always want to sign your own documents.
Okay.
Okay, that being the case, You got off the night with a. It wasn't that long of a class, but it still was an hour long. But normally we be doing 2 hour classes, and sometimes we need to take a break and do like an hour versus a 2 hour. Now my calendar say we're gonna be going probably to the end of September. That's what I'm looking at in terms of classes, up
Oh,
until the
really?
end of September. Oh
Oh my
yeah, so we got
goodness.
quite a lot. No, we only about 20%. 20% of what we're gonna learn. We got 75% more to go.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you get a chance,
Michael,
send in the
how much
information.
how much you gonna charge me to help me write these grants?
Well, I'm gonna help you. The first grant I'm gonna help you with, by it's gonna be free, but that's got to be like a small grant, because you're gonna
What's
do a
small?
small grant so you can start doing the big grants.
So what's small? 10,000?
5,
50,000?
10,000, somewhere in that neighborhood, right?
Oh Lord.
See, ain't nobody gonna give you no money unless somebody give you money, and
Mm.
only somebody gonna give you money if you ask them for a small percent.
So
So
start
before you
small.
go for the big money, you go for the small money and take it from
And
there.
then you know who giving the small money, right?
Well, we're gonna it's a class we're gonna take, a lesson we're gonna take that's gonna teach us how to find the money, the funders, and everybody.
Where the money? Show me the money.
That's right, where the money is, right? And
Let
it's
me
gonna be
ask
called.
let me ask you this too. I want I can't write a grant for that. How can I make somebody take my children to the youth convention?
A grant.
Huh?
You can do a grant for that.
I can do a grant for that?
You can do a grant for anything. Yes, you can do a grant for that. And when we get to that section on how to find the money and where to go to and how to apply, you're going to see what I'm saying. When I tell you this tonight, it's a lot of money out there. And most people don't even know where the money is. But you're going to be one of those people that's going to know where the money is.
Because they have the registration. I'm like, oh, I can't register because I thought I don't have the money to take. It's three of them. But then the church is, but I can do a
Yeah,
grant.
well, that nonprofit get started, you can write a grant to take like 15 kids,
Oh,
20
really?
kids. Yeah, definitely.
So go ahead and register.
Register. Well, don't register yet. Let's get everything together first, right? You
But they
know,
have early registration before December, before this month, the end of this month. So don't register
nah,
yet.
this might be too early for this one.
But
Yeah,
will it be
because
ready? Will we get something by December? Well,
yeah, we'll have everything in place by December related to your nonprofit. But first, we want to make sure that your nonprofit is started and you got your 501c3 status. That's when we go after the grants.
you say you have people in high places. So you're gonna send. I'm gonna send it off tonight. Well, whenever
Yeah,
you polish it. Mm. So you said don't register
and
yet.
that's the other thing. Guess what? When
What?
your church find out you have know how to find out grants, you're gonna be that best friend. I'm telling you right now. When they
They
learn
know how to
that
write
you know
grants
how to
too.
write,
They know how to write grants. They have people grant writers in my church.
but ain't nothing like somebody else to add on.
Mm.
You know what they say? More than one is better.
Mm.
Trust me. And let me tell you something, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna know more than that grant writers. Watch what I'm telling you. You're gonna know more than that grant writers. I get seasoned grant writers to take my class. Seasoned grant writers that's been writing for decades. And when
Oh,
they take
really?
my class, they say, wow, I didn't know all this. I see, because you're so busy writing grants, and I'm busy learning on how to write the best grant.
Mm.
Because most of them are using the same thing they learned from 10 years ago when they write their grants. And I say everything changed overnight. So that's why they took my course for a refresher course. Because they say everything I learned in your class wasn't around 10 years ago. And I said,
Wow.
that's why you always want to take a refresher course, especially if you're good at grant writers. So I even get grant writers, seasoned grant writers, that take my class. I mean, these people been writing grants for decades, but they take my class because they understand the best information is the latest information.
Yeah, it's true.
Not what you did 5 years ago, but what's going on today.
Mm.
That being the case, take care of yourself. I'll send you over the info. Oh, now once you give me that information, I'll send you over
Yeah.
the final documents, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, let me send it. I have her name here and her address. Let me send it to you so you just and then I can print it and send it
You
off.
got it.
Thank you, Michael.
All
You
right.
look
Be
good,
safe.
Michael. God bless you.
Be safe.